Hello, 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 and welcome to this quite, well, actually challenging day. The energies, they are, when I woke up, well, sleep's been all over the place, hasn't it? So if you're like me, you've been sleeping at strange times and been awake at strange times. And I've spoken to other people today who have expressed that as well, as though good sleep comes at times when you need to be up and about. So that's been happening. And this morning when I tuned in, I wrote, um, as though I felt as though in the night, and I have no, hmm, no, nothing to report about it except that I had this experience that made me feel as though I'd been moving between the earth and the sun, and then back to the earth and up to the sun, as though that was my movement, and feeling these huge energies kind of, well, slamming into the earth. But just because they're having such impact, it was a bit like watching a stock whip being um, thrown onto the ground. That was like watching the energies come in like that, and the sense of our beginning to breathe differently. So you'll remember a long time, well, a while ago, I spoke about how I was showing that we would begin to have this heart breath. And yesterday and today, I started to feel that as though we are breathing in and out of the heart. Um, So I want to say to you that we are in this huge assimilation and integration. And today, the key words that came were tired, teary, and time. So there's been a lot going on, I want to say, in the invisible world of the divine masculine. And so I've got a few days of bits and pieces of notes. They are definitely in the being affected and in the making big decisions. So although, yeah, that's what I want to speak about here. There's other stuff going on energetically for us. Like we're really in the new energies. We're really in this um, beginning to explore our fifth dimensional experience, I want to say, as individuals, and sort of moving into that more, being more in the fourth and fifth dimension than we are in the third. The third, the matrix dissolving, us exiting the matrix, us building, creating aspects of what is to come, what are our desires, and to be doing that through the heart space. So hi, Ciela and Billy and Stacy and Jackie and Sally and Charlotte. So yes, intense energy, Sally. And I want to say I did see your message about teeth and gum pain, and I would just invite. Oh, here's an idea. I would have some water and speak to the water. Maybe you could put some crystals in it for a few moments, program the crystals, and I want to say add some salt, and then I want to say swill it around in your mouth and invite that to take the energies from your teeth and gums. They will be old energies that are stored away to do with anger, to do with resentment, maybe anxiety, and rage. So it could be from this lifetime, and it could also be from others. So that's what I would do. I would pour yourself some nice water, zhuzh it up with some crystals, add a little bit of salt, and talk to it, and then swill it around in your mouth and spit it down the sink. Yeah, so it's lovely that so many of you are here. Floaty greetings from Arctos Girl and Champion for the Cause. Hello. Painting the house but listening keenly. So much love to you. Yes, Louise. Thank you, Louise. Peppermint oil straight onto the gums and suck. Oh, there you go. Charlotte knows all of this stuff. Thank you, Charlotte. There you go, Sally. Peppermint oil straight onto the gums and suck on close and see it all releasing. Wonderful. Brilliant. I love it. I love it how there's such generosity in sharing here. So my first notes around the divine counterparts are from the 25th, and I tuned into the divine masculine late in the afternoon, and I could really feel that the collective was in this excited anticipation. There was this nervousness as well as this breathiness, and I got, they are getting ready to go, and that's what Gaia said. They are getting ready to go. And I want to tell you, this is a channeled letter from the divine masculine. I'm sorting out here. Life has become way too serious. That's not how I want it to be. I can't believe you've loved me all this time, with nothing from me and with no expectation. You have no idea how that makes me feel. I feel so valued. I just could never see how it could work between us because we are so different. But I've experienced the opposite now, with one whom I have so many common interests, yet the love isn't there. I'd be a fool to let this love with you go by without experiencing the fullness of that. So I am coming. Yeah, there's also a couple of little notes I wrote to do with the astrology, that Aquarius and Pluto comes in next year, which is when the actual unions will come in. So that's right at the beginning, I think. And that right now we're in this cycle that's to do with relationships as well, because we are in the Aries Libran eclipse, and then so that comes in the middle of October, which is all about relationship, the focus on relationship. And this full moon that comes on the 30th, the 29th, 30th, is the divine masculine full moon. So all of this, is in the amping up, the ramping up, the excitement, the movement, the coming together. I saw this rather powerful analogy when I was speaking to somebody yesterday. I'm pretty sure it was yesterday. And so imagine this. This is what I saw. And it was this breathing mass of men. And they were, you can imagine them dressed in sumo. So that was how I saw them. Or you could imagine them dressed in like a sarong, or a flax skirt, or something like that, a pew, dressed like that, and they were naked and barefooted, and they had their arms around one another. So you could see that they were either in a scrum or they were sumo in that early, like they do that in pairs, they grip on. But they were doing this as this circle, and it was like creating this, I want to say, this amorphic mass, as though the entire divine masculine were breathing as this one organism. So they were like that, and it was like this. It was that breathing in and out. It had motion, it had noise, it had connection, and it was this, as though it was this breathing mass. So that was what showed up as this analogy. Then on the 27th, this is what I wrote. Many masculines today will have experience of feeling as though someone or something is touching their heart center. It may feel like warm hands or kneading or stretching motions. So I got shown that clearly with some clients that I had that day. The Divine Masculine have received now 3 sets of heart opening activations, and today we'll be feeling this softening and warming in their hearts. So that's yesterday. I bet if you tune into that, Divine Feminines, you'll be able to feel that. Louise is saying teeth and gum all on the left side, old major illness, flare up, clearing out for the last time as well, but still painting. Good on you. Yeah, everything is clearing out for the last time, I agree. 14 months of silence. Stacey's DM reached out on the 9th. Woo! How fantastic! I was beyond the moon happy. He expressed he missed me and tried to express love. He mentioned a confusion of emotion. I just held space. Perfect, beautiful. Yeah, that's in keeping with something else. I'll get to that. That's very much in keeping with some other perception I had of them. And Louise is saying mine reached out after 6 weeks of silence, still in lower energy, so I have not replied. And Billy has had dreams of the man with auburn hair, 3 now. In the dream, I don't know him to look at, but I have deep feeling of who he is, like I know him. Yeah, trust that you'll know him. You know him on some level. So this feeling, this opening, this softening in their hearts may be accompanied by feelings of anxiety in their head, higher heart, and solar plexus as they are being activated to consider and contemplate passion and purpose, along with who and what and where. And the how and the when are likely to come swiftly and possibly out of the blue. So we are preparing for wrapping up and closing off the old. And so they are doing this, the old ideas, the old patterns, the old conditions and paradigms. And this especially relates to the masculine and the 3D world and matrix. So many aspects are coming to an end. And I have been in the experience of big heart breaths indicating heart expansion. And our whole world is tipping into more of heart-centered space and living. And then, yeah, that whole sense of the divine masculine coming into the center stage from the wings as that collective movement. So what I want to say to you is that it's my sense that we are tipping into fifth dimensional consciousness in and out in some ways, or fourth and fifth dimensional consciousness, and that everybody is beginning to have a taste of that, a threading of that, an experience of that. And that this is the divine masculine lead the collective of that, and that we are waiting, and it could happen any day, a solar wave from the sun that will take us, that will tip us into our new Edenic world, our new paradise on earth. And that when they come into higher consciousness, everything is going to have such clarity for them. And that honestly could happen any day. And so they are really on the edges of this. There's a lot of, I want to say, of knowing for them that they're in the physical planning, sorting, preparing stage, and they are coming into more of their psychic awareness as well. So they are starting to see with their third eye, they're starting to have more intuitive hits, more hunches, more dreams. That's all happening in their kind of um, higher space as they are coming into that. And so it's a very short update, but it's very powerful. And there's lots of divine feminines who are experiencing similar things about um, this knowing. It's this great knowing that this is close. It's this total sense that this is close in time and in space. So, hello, Rachel, and hello, Jasmine. A multi-dimensional Zoom in 15 minutes, Murphy's Law. Yeah, so that's what I have for you. I decided to separate it out today. I've got more information about what's happening in terms of our collective up leveling, in terms of ascension, in terms of what's going on in the planet. But I'll come in and do that tomorrow. And I just want you to be feeling into the expansion of who you are as amazing beings, be you here in presence as divine feminine or divine masculine, and know that the divine feminine have or are coming into. So this is each of us because we carry both of these energies. The divine feminine is coming into this empowerment, this steadiness of being in power, in higher dimensional consciousness, holding space for the expansion that's occurring for self, for individuals, for the collective, for the planet. And the divine masculine is on their way to that. So they are on their way to standing in their power like the warrior, like the powerful divine masculine who stands their ground. So they are coming into that. It aligns with the idea that we are each spinning faster, higher, and that we're moving up as well. So we're moving up into a higher dimensional space and frequency at the same time as coming into speed and acceleration, at the same time as coming more into our own power uh, in both aspects. And then when that occurs and they're up here, divine masculine, divine feminine, that's when it will click into place. But it's going to be this collective, I believe, this collective movement. And so dream it up, write it down, have some statements that are claiming it in this now moment, and sit in the love in your heart, knowing that this is all tied in with ascension and that we're on the edges of that as a collective, as humanity, as the planet. And I send you so much love from my heart, and I thank you for joining me here, and I thank you for having this collective service to humanity, and I thank you for holding the most incredible love that you all have. So much love, and I'll see you again soon. Join me tomorrow.